In January 2023, a local reporter of Baltimore for WJZ reported that a Severna Park High School student used belittling language and slurs towards a special needs student at Severna Park High School. I lived in Severna Park for 18 years, and so I'm very comfortable and know the stereotypes and how people may be perceived in Severna Park. Severna Park is known for being entitled, disrespectful, and racist, and my parents made sure to steer me away from those stereotypes. A well-known Severna Park stereotype is entitlement. Most of Severna Park is known for being entitled and rich and had basically anything they wanted. As a senior, I drove to school every day. I would see a large majority of students arriving in Jeeps. And Jeeps don't necessarily mean you're entitled, but everyone expects to get what they want, and having nice cars is just the beginning of a long list. And yes, I didn't drive a Jeep to school, and I drove a smaller Mazda each day. But let's take cars out of the equation. Everyone in Severna Park is expected to have everything, and some even refer to getting things because of just their parents' money. My parents raised me to be a hard worker, and I have learned that by seeing how hard they worked each day, I grew up. My mom works in customer service, and so she deals with a lot of angry customers, and I have to hear, due to the fact that my parents both work from home, I hear how my mom has to handle and talk, be careful, and be patient with how she talks to the customers. I also saw her finish her college experience as a young kid, as she didn't finish it in her like I am now, but she wanted to finish it for me. My dad also works from home, and many times he has to do overtime, and he works in IT. I also got my first job and have been working ever since my junior year in high school. Bouncing off my last point, everyone is expected to get everything from their parents in Severna Park, and this likely changes the kids' attitude, therefore making them disrespectful. These stereotypes have been internalized by a lot of people. At Severna Park, the standard is that you need to make a sports team, and you need to be getting good grades, preferably A's. Now and if you don't, then you're looked at differently. You aren't. Most people are bullied if you don't make a team or get good grades. Okay. I have experienced both of these. As freshman year, I didn't make the baseball team and had to hear people talk about the following days. The following years, the rest of my high school career, I made the team, and because I didn't make it the first year, I knew not to belittle anyone for not making the team the following years. Now, I have also received some not so good grades on tests, and I've heard people say, "How did you get that wrong?" And I'm sure this happens at many other schools too. But at Severna Park, if you don't get an A, then you are perceived as different. Being disrespectful ties right into being racist. Severna Park has a reputation for racism. tying back to the kid I talked about at the beginning to the Severna Park student I talked about at the beginning, he has been seen. There have been videos recorded of him saying racial slurs all throughout Severna Park with his friends. Severna Park is not very diverse, and oftentimes, if people of other diversities, other ethnicities, and races are seen, they are looked at differently and oftentimes are slurred towards. I was always taught to look at people the same no matter how different they are from me. My parents grew up in diverse areas, so it was easy for me to interpret that into my own life. Graduating from high school meant it was time to move on to college, and I chose Towson University. While I did not choose it for the sole reason of it being a diverse school, it certainly played a role into me choosing it. As I reflect on Severna Park's stereotypes of entitlement, bullying, and racism, I realize everyone has a standard. However, we are our own people.